Welcome back. In this video, I'll be reviewing step number 5 of the notarization process, complete the Notary Journal. But first, as we always do, let's do a quick review. In step 1, you reviewed the document to determine the type of notarization to perform, the names of the signers, if an oath or affirmation is required, and if there was anything about the form that would prevent you from performing the notarization. In step 2, you verified the signer's identity using one of the two methods allowed by the state of Alabama. In step 3, you calculated and communicated the notary fee to the signer. Step 4, you verified that the signer is alert, understands the purpose of the form, wants to sign the form of their own free will, and if required, took an oath to demonstrate that they were being truthful. Now, if you missed any of those earlier steps, make sure that you watch those videos later. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what's stopping you? If you subscribe, and it is free, by the way, to subscribe, my videos will reach more Alabama notaries. It helps me, and it can help you too if you turn on the notification bell. All right, let's get started with step number 5, the Notary Journal. The state of Alabama does not require its notaries to maintain a journal. Let me say that louder for those of you in the back. If you are a commissioned Alabama notary public, you are not required to use a notary journal. Now, there is one exception to that rule. Those of you who perform remote notarizations, Alabama requires that remote notarizations be recorded in either a journal or a logbook. Now that we've got that out of the way, let me say this. Even though the journal isn't required by law, the Alabama Probate Judges Association's Notary Public Training course recommends that we use a journal anyway. The Alabama Secretary of State Notary Public Handbook that came out in 2019 explained that although the journal requirement was done away with in 2011, that it, and I quote, would be prudent to maintain a journal. Prudent means acting with and showing care for the future. It also describes a decision that is marked by wisdom. The National Notary Association recommends that notaries in all 50 states keep and maintain a notary journal. In the 10.5 years that I've been a notary instructor, I have yet to come across any scenario, reference material, training course, or recommendation to discourage notaries from using a notary journal. Keep in mind the journal isn't being kept just to protect the signer. The journal protects you, the notary. I'll explain more about that and how that works in a different video, but for now, let me say this. Buy and use a notary journal, okay? All right, we can move on now. Those of you who have watched videos 1 through 4, have you noticed anything unusual? Any observations about the notarization process? If you have, leave a note for me in the comments and let's see if you're correct or not. What appears to be unusual to some notaries is that we are halfway through the notarization process, and I haven't said anything to you about you or the signer picking up an ink pen to write anything or to sign anything. Up until now, you've been reviewing, examining, observing, and speaking with the signer. This is not by accident, it's deliberate. During the first half of the notarization, you need to be checking, verifying, and confirming, because once you do pick up the pen and start filling out blanks, signing and stamping your seal, it is very hard to reverse or to turn back. You are using the first part of the notarization process to make sure nothing fishy, nothing illegal, nothing concerning is going on. You do not want your name, your signature, or your seal attached to any fraudulent acts. This is why nothing should be signed until step number 5. And the only thing the signer is going to be signing in this step is the Notary Journal. That's it. And you'll see why later. Most journals are self-explanatory. What I mean is, most journals come with instructions on how to complete each page and fill in each blank. You, as the notary, should do all of the writing in the journal. The only thing the signer adds to your journal is their signature. That's it. Do not allow the signer to write anything else in your journal. Now, don't get hung up on what type of journal you should use. Just get a journal and use it. If you find something that you don't like after using it for a few weeks, there's not enough room, the instructions are hard to read, whatever your concern, that's fine. Just go out and buy another journal until you find one that works for you. I will post a link and pin a comment so that you can see the type of journal that I've been using for the past 15 years. If you order the journal from a company called Notary.net, I want you to know that I am an affiliate partner with Notary.net, and I am paid a commission on most of the purchases you might make on that website. All right, you have the journal. So when you're filling in the journal, make sure that you record the following information: date and time of the notarization, date on the form that's being signed and notarized, name or title of the form, the type of notarial act that you are performing, the name of the signer, the type of ID the signer is using, a place for the signer to sign their name, a place for you to make notes about the verbal ceremony that you administered, any observations that you've made. Maybe if you met them at the hospital or Starbucks or Panera Bread, where you met them. You also want to record If you had to decline to notarize their signature for any reason, and explain why in the notes section. Make sure that you write legibly. Don't be sloppy. You're writing not only for your eyes, but the eyes of others. You should keep your old journals for at least 7 to 10 years after you have filled it up or after the last entry, journal entry. Your journal may be subpoenaed by the court to be used as evidence in a court case or hearing. The signer or someone else may ask you, a third party, to provide copies of journal entries. These are not uncommon requests. If you have concerns about responding to these types of requests, check with the lawyer, contact your notary errors and omission insurance company, or speak with the probate judge for your county. The right type of notary training will stress the importance of you using the Notary Journal. And that training should go into more detail with you about making journal entries and answering any additional questions that you have. Feel free to post your questions and comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel this time. Don't forget to check out the next video in Just the Basics series. That'll be step number 6, sign on the dotted line. Once again, I want to thank you for watching these videos. It means a lot to me. Let me know how these videos are helping you in your role and journey of being an Alabama Commission Notary Public.